May all the Mahabarami of all Buddhas, Mahabuddhas, all graces, please preside over these forgiveness statements, Ahosikam, and declaration of removal from all deluded desire and expectation in using words that are unnecessary, with meanings and opinions, which don't purify themselves. They create distortion, misleading oneself and others in the delusion, which will emphasize its habits further on. May the karma of distorting words of the Mahaparami differentiate their essence of cutting in the cutting itself, creating misunderstanding of the Mahaparami, of the great perfection, since whenever time in the past, which still gives effect until now, and as well in the future. May all such cases of karma of the whole samsara be released, unlocked, and liberated from now on and forever. Ahosi, Ahosi, Ahosi. And may all misinterpretation or intentional or unintentional interpretation, opinions and meanings that are given to the noble truth, the Satya Dharma, be forgiven. Ahosi, Ahosi, Ahosi. And may we all humbly declare renunciation and revocation of all deluded desires and expectations within the fixation to body and mind, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, sounds, smells, tastes, touches, and shapes. All the fabrications in thoughts, memories, recalls, feelings, emotions, in all practices worldly and spiritually, for achievement or attainment of mindfulness, concentrations, contemplations, wisdom, meditative powers, meditative absorptions, supernatural powers, authoritative powers, to be better, to make more merits, to gain, to achieve, to obtain, to win anything, to compete, to take advantage of time, of life, of anything. May we declare removal and cancellation of all vengeance, revenges, all the harbor thoughts to get back to someone, curses, all the well-wishing for anyone until it becomes an intervention towards others' life, others' karmic payback in life. May we declare removal and cancellation of all deluded desires and expectations in living places, the possessiveness of all properties, living places, treasures, relationships, fathers, mothers, husbands and wives, sons and daughters, relatives and friends, enemies, those kind supporters, ancestors, descendants, society small and large, families, countries, homelands, nations, global connections, and all universes. May we humbly bow down to all graces, for all cases of karma of hurting and harming one another, for all the arguments, conflicts, verbal conflicts, which leading towards physical conflicts, killing, executing, seizing, competing, harming one another, threatening one another, and war. And all the rejections towards the noble truth, the Satya Dharma in the past, ignoring the blessing of the graces of Buddhas, Mahabodhisattvas, Arahants Bodhisattvas, ignoring the Satya Dharma, the noble truth, misleading anyone and distorting the noble truth, the words, the teachings, or whatever, and passing on that to others, creating the cycle of arising and ceasing, methods and ways, fabricate things that are not about fabrications, grasping something that is not graspable. May all cases of karma be forgiven from now on. Ahosi, ahosi, ahosi. And all the control, cases of controlling one another, trying to put pressure on anyone, may it be forgiven. Ahosi, ahosi, ahosi. Let's open up further and further with our focuses, targets, destinations, with the reminder, everything is from that which has nothing to do with involvement or non-involvement. Everything is from that which has nothing to do with attachment, detachment, or non-attachment. Widen out further. Scatter this infinite force to all, into samsara, into universes and beyond. All the projections of the mind has its backup of desire, delusion, and delusive attachments. That is the grasping mind. And it creates debt of karma. And one has to pay back. Whether one is grasping for the nature, when looking at nature, and even using meanings of appreciation of nature, it already creates a debt of karma. Any absorption appreciation, fabrication of mind, when looking, seeing, knowing, acknowledging anything, turning into debts of karma. Enjoyment is not free. The effect is the payback. The cycle of arising and ceasing keep going in the depths of birth, old age, sickness, and death. That's why it's not free. And everything that one does in the form of projecting, sustaining, maintaining, drowning in any states of mind, being carried away by looking, seeing, knowing, sight, seeing, all of that creates debts of karma and karmic retribution automatically. Therefore, we reverse this. We must step back towards giving out instead of taking in. Giving something that is ungraspable, unattachable, something that is beyond the mind. Looking, seeing, and knowing without fabrications, without giving values to the objects of seeing. So let's not be carried away by the gates of perception that has been emphasized with the habit of giving values and meanings, enjoyments, fabricating values and meanings and opinions in what you see, what you hear, what you listen to, what you look at, what you acknowledge. Instead, shift it to the opening with the foundation of that which has nothing to do with meaning or no meaning, having opinion or not, no opinions. Having nothing to do with enjoying or not enjoying, being happy or unhappy with all the objects of perception. This is infinite, unconditional force that is given out into universes, into samsara. Samsara that is drowned and preoccupied in grasping, whether it is spiritual or worldly. That's why they fall into the dimensions, realms of existence, from the lowest hell realms to the highest heaven realms. Those realms or dimensions are derived from grasping. Grasping even for the non-grasping itself. And when grasping for the spirituality and striving to achieve, to attain enlightenment, to attain the emptiness. They are in the highest heaven realm. And the payback is a length of time. And cannot help anybody because drown in the awareness. Drowning and maintaining in just awareness. The payback is there. So all the grasping mind has its payment. It's not free. Looking, seeing, knowing, acknowledging. When giving values and meanings, identifying, relating with all that, has a payback. And going internally, also the same. The payback is also greatly. So don't be careless. Don't emphasize on using eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind to drown in the internal or the external. For the depth of karma has a period of time. Maybe it's a lifetime. Maybe it's across lifetimes. So let's reverse this. Open up beyond the opening. Scatter this infinite force to all with the reminders. The essential code. Everything is from that, which has nothing to do with attachment, detachment, or non-attachment. Nothing to do with cutting or not cutting. Nothing to do with feeling good or no good, feeling bad or not bad. Widen out further and further. And guide this vessel in the way of giving all the time. And give time to give out the infinite force, the unconditional force. It will purify all the debts of karma. It will unlock that and balance. The emphasis and the habits of the grasping mind will be faded automatically. Your verbal action, verbal behaviors, mental behaviors, physical behaviors will be guided by this infinite force instead. Everything will be opened up and be clear to you naturally, without trying to be wise and without trying to know. and accumulate knowledge, which is again not free. The payback, the debt of those who cultivate more knowledge, they will pay back in the form of being bats, reincarnate in the form of this bird, the rat, the bat. The head has to fall down, hanging down. Nothing is free because of the grasping mind. The payback is in many forms, in all the dimensions, in the kingdoms of animals, in the heaven realms and hell realms, lower realms. So let's not be careless to use eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body and mind in the way of grasping. Let's return and balance out our debts. Give out the unconditional force. Give out the infinite force, guiding the way at all times, and give time for that. Learn to incorporate with all your actions through this giving. We have to know that our worries and concerns is derived from the payback that is not yet enough. Just like you owe somebody some money and you pay back some amount, but not yet totally. It's the same thing. You have worries and concerns. Therefore, continue to give. Continue to open up beyond opening with the reminders. Everything is from that which has nothing to do with involvement or non-involvement. Widen out, scattering it into the universes, into samsara.